we're here with Micah Anderson from Langston University. So Micah, looks like you got some sweet potatoes laid out here. It's a little early in the season to be planting them, right? But we got another project. Tell me a little bit about it.
So this is a setup to bed sweet potatoes, to grow sweet potato slips to replant in my garden later, or to sell slips.
Okay.
So we laid out 4 different varieties here.
So let's talk a little bit about the varieties. This one looks like a white one, obviously, that you have here.
Yeah, this one is called Bonita.
Okay.
It's a white sweet potato. See, very white.
Got a white flesh there to it.
They're very good. It's very sweet.
Now at this point, these sweet potatoes, they are last year's crop. Is that correct? So they're a little wilted down, kind of dried out looking, and you're really growing these just for the vegetative slips that are going to be produced off of this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, these sweet potatoes that I harvested in this garden, in this area right here, last year, and we ate off of them through the winter, and we stored them in the garage, and we actually cooked some last week. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So they're still edible, but at this point you've got your kind of stock here. Tell me a little bit about what the process of growing sweet potato slips is really.
What you usually want to do is you want to make a bed, and you want to put some good composted material in there. We put some rabbit litter in here. We put some really good soil, that the Fox Farm soil. We mix that in there, and so that is because they're going to put roots down, and that gives them energy to keep producing more slips as the season goes on.
Okay, and a slip is basically a vegetative growth that comes off of these, and you just pull those off, and then sometimes they'll have roots attached, sometimes they won't, but then that's what you plant, right? For your actual sweet potato production for next season.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll pull these slips off of these, and then we'll plant them, or we'll put them in a sand dune or something until we get ready to plant them, and they'll just keep putting more slips on. Usually in a week's time, when you pull the slips, by another week they'll have more slips.
Okay.
And so you can plant sweet potatoes from May all the way to probably July, through the end of July. And you know, unless there's some varieties that are 100 days, but most of these are like 70 or 80 days. And so you do need to kind of know that.
Okay, but that would be too late to start your slip. So that's why February, March is really when you want to start this process. So we've got a couple more. These look like a little more of a red type, is that?
Yeah, these is the Becca Purple.
Okay.
Which is what you have in your hand.
A nice purple one. And you've actually got some of these, oh yeah, it's a beautiful color there. You've actually got some of the slips already starting, just that little bit of vegetation growing there. So how long do you wait for those to come up? How long will those get before you actually go through and pull those?
We want them to grow about 8 inches or so.
Okay.
To tall, and then you pull them off and then let them grow some more.
Okay. All right. So what are these last 2 varieties that we have here?
This one here is called a Murasaki, and it's another white sweet potato.
Oh, okay, but it's got a red skin to it then.
Yeah, it's very red on the outside.
Okay.
And it's almost as red as the Becca Purple, but it's white inside.
Okay. And then your last one looks like an orange one here.
It's just an orange sweet potato that most people are pretty familiar with. It's called Covington.
Yeah, that's the little more traditional look that we're often.
Sweet potato.
So when you're growing slips like this, they're planted pretty close together. There's not as much concern about spacing, obviously, or anything like that, because you're just wanting that vegetation, right?
Right, exactly. And you don't want them to run too much, because then I don't want them to run into the other ones, because then I won't know which ones are which.
Okay.
But I separated them a little bit so I could tell which ones I'm getting.
The varieties. Okay. So now what's the process? Are we going to bury these, and then? Yeah. These are a tropical plant too, and it's March. So
what we're going to do is we're going to put some good soil on top of them.
Okay.
And then we'll run the drip tape down through here, and then we will build a little mini hoop house over top of them. So when the sun hits that hoop house, it warms it up even more.
Okay.
And it'll cause them to grow the slips.
So how long do you think it will be before you get some slips that you can harvest from?
I think that since we're planting the 1st of March here, we're probably going to have slips probably probably at least by the middle of April, maybe
Okay.
even before.
Okay, so you'll be almost garden ready to then just go ahead and put them straight into the garden at that
Yeah.
point, your slips? Okay. All right, well,
Yeah.
Micah, thank you for showing us, and I guess we'll finish this project up, huh?
Okay, all right.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.